Hello and good morning. We're going to do a quick walk through the garden and show you a couple of things. I already picked some zucchini this morning. We're going to walk over here, show you the zucchini plants passing through the chilies. This middle plant is the one that I'm training up the trellis. I picked a couple zucchini off of that plant this morning and continued to trim the leaves. Not sure how that experiment is going, to tell you the truth. These ones over here that I'm just letting crawl on the ground, and I'm trimming them. They're doing pretty well. As you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zucchini on that plant, and I've got another 1, 2, 3 zucchini on that plant, and I just picked maybe 6 or 7 off of that plant and trimmed these leaves. I'm going to come back through and pick up these leaves and put them in the compost pile when I come back through. And then this one that I'm not trimming at all, this is doing okay. I would say the best one is the one that's growing along the ground and I'm trimming the leaves. This one I did find a couple with blossom end rot on them. I think trimming those leaves is the way to go, honestly. Coming through, you guys can hear Kamaria saying hello to me. We've got a bunch of chilies here that look to me like they're ready to pick. I've never really grown that variety before. That other yellow one is doing really well too. The Chile Serrano is looking really good here. Those are hot little chilies. I can't wait to eat them. Remember, I showed you a plant over here that I removed. This one fell down. Look at that. We got some really bad windstorms the other day. And then the Mirasol Moscow variety of chilies are doing pretty well in here. This one looks like it's just as big as the ones you buy at the market. So we might pick that and roast it and eat it a little bit later. This plant doing pretty well. And then moving over here to the tomatoes, I had intended to show you guys the first tomato that I was picking, but Corey came through and picked it yesterday. He's like, oh, sorry about that. You should have told me I was going to pick it. But we'll go ahead and pick one right here. Look at that. Looking good. I've got some more with color on it. The one he picked yesterday was real nice and red, but that's okay. We've got plenty more. Look at that one. I'm going to go ahead and take that one too. Put them in the bowl. This one's still got some green on it, but you know what? That's okay. It'll ripen on the counter. Lots of tomatoes. And then we've been getting rain. We've had a 1 inch of rain in just the last about a week. And that's a lot for here in Colorado. Some of you might be saying, gosh, 1 inch of rain, that's not much. Pretty good for here. But as I told you before, you still have to water these felt bags even when you're getting rain. So Corey's going to come through a little bit this morning and do that for us. Look at that. All those beautiful tomatoes. Going to need to come in here and do some maintenance on these. Look at this one. What I'm going to do is remove this clip and get this back on the inside of the cage so it can continue to grow up to the top. But my goodness, look at these things. We've been eating lots of onions there too. Tomatillos. Lots of blossoms now since I took you through here the last time. You can see those. Each one of those blossoms, with any luck, we're going to get a green bean on it. Nasturtiums. One of the things that I couldn't remember when I went brain dead out front last week was the hummingbirds. The variety we get here is called black-chinned hummingbird. And here you can see that maybe I didn't think this over too much, but since that beanstalk is 10 feet tall, I'm going to have to get the ladder out. But fortunately, I store my ladder right here. Moving on to the cukes. Corey picked 2 really nice cucumbers. Maybe it was more than 2. He had a little handful of really nice cucumbers. I don't know where he found them. I don't tend these cucumbers. I just water them. So he knows where all the fruits are. I want to walk over here to the other side of the garden and show you. Actually, we've got the, sorry about the mess. We had a rabbit pass away and we put this cage here over the rabbit grave so that the predators and the scavengers don't come dig up that rabbit. So I apologize for that. And the rhubarb, look at those leaves on this rhubarb in a nice little shady spot. So we're just going to take a quick walk over to the tomato plants that I have on the other side of the yard. And these are the plants that are, of course, growing in the ground. I let one sucker grow on this one to see what happens. And then the center stem, pretty well covered in tomatoes. I got one, I'm going to go ahead and pick that one. Got one right here that is doing well, and then this one's just a single stalk going up the center. And I always like to see what happens, when you try things two different ways. Well, that's it for today. Just wanted to show you those first few tomatoes coming out of the garden and talk about the zucchini experiment. Over and out. Make it a great day.